What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm continuing to show how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 13, and in this one, we're going to be finishing the walls of the game station along with the ceiling. I will be going over it's really just that along with the little signs here at the bottom, but I'll be going over the texturing as well. I will not be doing any of it because it took like an hour with 3 of us doing it. Yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Hey, look, it's me. So let's start by getting all the, I guess, wall stuff situated, aka these doorways, and also addressing the giant hole in my front wall, which is just going to be filled in anyway, spoiler alert. So we just want to start with red concrete, yellow concrete, and cyan concrete. That is all we'll need for a good amount of this, I would imagine, and you want to start by heading over to the right or left, it doesn't really matter which one. Gray concrete may also be advised here, along with, I guess iron bars will be cool, just so we can kind of bring this over. So you want to take this gray concrete and red concrete area and whatever, and you want to just extend it further than this wall by really X amount of blocks. I'm going to go to like there maybe and just kind of bring both sides of the red, gray concrete, and iron bars, just, again, all the way over. And I will do this on both sides. I won't do all these steps at the same time, but this will be one that I do at the same time. And I guess I will specify which one. But just because this one is fairly simple, and I don't feel like it is required to say, here you go, do this twice. Or, I guess to explain it twice, rather, because the archway is very number heavy, so I will definitely save my energy for explaining that one more than once. And then the ceiling. Oh boy, that'll be the next step. I'm not ready. I mean, I am ready, but I'm not. I'm as ready as I'll be, but how about that? So yeah. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I guess it's a good point to say that, seeing as how we're still fairly early in the video. And yeah, I'll just bring this. I won't worry about the train tracks just yet, because we'll worry about that later. But yeah, I just want to do the same thing on this side. And again, it doesn't have to be even at this point. You just have to make sure you're far enough past to actually do the thing we need to do, which is really just going to be like 4 maybe blocks past the yellow. Maybe 5. But again, we'll worry about the train station doorways. That'll be one of the last things we do, I think. That'll be like the kind of filler if we have a weird amount of time for our last part. Just like, because I can kind of bend that to however long I need it to be, you know? I could have that be 20 minutes of that, or I could have it be 5 minutes of that. It doesn't necessarily need to be extended, but yeah. This will not include the I don't know if I might have mentioned this earlier, but it won't include the, like, or the split path to chapter 3, because I don't have that, and I don't plan on making that until I am making chapter 3, so, yeah, and I will have a break between the chapters, but I guess that confirms that I'm making it. Anyway, there you go. We will start with, I guess, the right side. I'll start with the right side, although it doesn't really matter because we're going front to back more than anything else. So you want to make sure you're below the wall right here, and kind of up against the cyan. We'll go with that. So you'll be on this red just here, I guess forward diagonally, well, right on this side, if you look up here at the yellow. From this red, you will count forward by 1, and then out or left by 2 in place. I guess in, sorry, not out. You'll place going up 7 red. Is it 7 or is it 6? That was definitely not 7. That was 6 red, I'm sorry. Just like so. You'll extend it forward by 5 rows. And it will give you a square. I sure do love squares. I don't know about you guys. Squares are fantastic. And I'd recommend doing this on the other side of this kind of gap, where essentially the only thing you need to know is that you're 1 off the iron bar. So if I just trace this forward, I'll place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. There, you'll be 3 off the wall on this side, which is fine. It doesn't particularly matter very much. But you do want the same 6 by 6 cube. That's 5, and that will be 6. Yeah, nice. You want to make this a 6 by 6 by, well, no, 7, actually. This is not even. You'll bring the red concrete back on either side there by 6. I guess right by 6, sorry. And then you'll connect together. And, like, backs and rights are, like, non-existent. Just assume, I don't know. And then you'll just kind of create a giant square. You can fill, it's not really a cube, I guess, or a square. You can fill in the top if you want as well. I think I'm going to, just to get it out of the way, and it'll help us to build off of it a little bit for the next part. But yeah. just big old cubes. And I'm only doing all this on one side at a time. I'll explain it twice, because it's not particularly the most logical thing. Although we might actually split it up. Yeah, we might do these cubes on the other side real quick before we actually focus on these cyan. I think that makes sense. So I'll fill in the top, and then again, if you head to the other side, I'll explain the same thing again real quick. Those are giant cubes. That looks kind of funny, actually. So again, on the other side, you'll take the red that will be just underneath the wall up against where the cyan would be, and then you'll count forward by 1, and on this side it'll be right by 3, and you'll place a red here. You'll extend it forward by 5, and then either side left by 6. And you'll just kind of connect together to create a rectangle in the floor. I don't know why I'm instructing it differently. If you are getting thrown off by that, just ignore me. And so again, I'll just kind of trace this forward, and I'll leave one block gap between this and the iron bars. 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll just make the same rectangle. Extend it up by 5 rows, and then you will fill in the top, I guess, as well with red, although again, that isn't particularly required. I just think it's nice to have to build off of. But it is up to you. Just like this. And yeah. After this, we'll, I think, fill in the walls first, and then we'll kind of get everything marked for the ceiling, and then that'll be really grindy. That'll probably be a time lapse, because, I'm gonna structure blockade. Let's go. But yeah, I do advise, having maybe help for the ceiling, if you have anybody that could join and help you fill in a giant area, or if you want to use /fill in structure blocks, that is definitely helpful as well. You should have this. Oh, I didn't fill in the top. Well, I guess I'll continue on the left side here, because it doesn't particularly matter for that direction anymore. You want to be one block in on every single side of the red cube here on the top, and you'll just place cyan concrete in a rectangle. It'll be a smaller rectangle if that wasn't obvious. Good lord. You'll then take the kind of inner rows. You'll then take the inner row of cyan on either side and extend it up by a row. You'll then go up diagonally in by 1 or towards each other. I won't do the full rows just yet. And then you'll go up by 2. Up diagonally in by 3. In 1. Up diagonally in 1, and then you'll just connect together in the center. You will go higher than the yellow if you have it filled in like I do, but that's fine. Don't worry about that just yet. You'll take the outer row of cyan, and you'll do a similar thing. You'll take the full row on both sides, and you'll go up by 2 this time. Up diagonally in by 1. Up by 2. Up diagonally in by 1. Up 1. Up diagonally in by 3. In by 2. Up diagonally in by 1, and then you'll connect together with the middle 3 blocks. And so the sign that you have marked out should look something like this. It kind of looks like a rainbow shape, actually, but it's one color. You will do this on the other side, and then we'll fill it in after, just so we have that fresh in our mind a little bit. So again, you'll take the red here cubes, and you'll place a row of cyan concrete kind of on top of it, but inside a row. It'll just stay kind of inside, like so. You'll then take the inner rows towards each other and bring them up by 1. Up diagonally in 1. Up 2. Up diagonally in by 3. In 1. Up diagonally in 1, and connect together. And then the outer corners will be brought up by 2, or I guess the outer row rather. Up diagonally in 1. Up 2. Up diagonally in 1. Up 1. Up diagonally in by 3. In 1, or in by 2, excuse me. Up diagonally in by 1, and then you'll connect together again. You should have this. So if you make them at the same line, that will kind of help you, because you'll essentially fill in that with cyan concrete, and that'll give you the flat shape, and you can look at it and decide if you actually like it or not. I couldn't see these very well, but it looked like they were something like this. It's hard to tell with how dark the game is, and even when I was in the train, it like looked like they look like this again, but I don't really know. So yeah, you should end up with this. And then you will just want to kind of drag this through all 5 of the rows in total. And if you have cyan in, or yellow in your way, excuse me, you will just kind of want to punch it out and just kind of build through it. And it should stick out by... And so it should stick inside of the yellow wall by 2 rows. You'll notice on this side here, we actually have it wrong. I do apologize. I made that minor mistake. So you will just have to push this one more in or to the left on the right. The left side should already be on the right spot because I did give you the right number on that. I just did not on this side. I do apologize. So you'll just have to push it in by a block. It happens, I guess. But yeah. And then you will have to delete this row here. You could, I guess, in theory, get away with leaving it because this is pretty much nothing anyway. You could black it off before we actually make the pathway itself. Although I guess it is kind of up to your own discretion, but yeah. I will leave this in of me absolutely having to destroy everything. That's unfortunate. I've been apparently just on the mistake grind today. I don't know what the problem is, but I was having problems with the smiling critters I was recording as well. I kept screwing up little things. Well, I screwed up like 2 little things. Do be like that sometimes. But it's fine, surely. And yeah. These are, again, the train pathways. So I will... Basically, we're going to black off this side, the one that I'm on right now, which is the right side. And then the left side, we will kind of drag out the area. Not necessarily far enough, but it should be far enough in theory. If it obviously isn't, then that's fine, but the plan is to definitely make it go far enough. So, you know, we don't have to worry about doing that later. No, that is 3 rows. What am I doing? Although, again, that'll be the final thing we do. And there is some patterns going on with them, which is, you know, a classic. And then, if I remember correctly, the Chapter 4 portion of the... Or Chapter 3, sorry, not 4. The portion of the train, like the pathway, is actually different. It's got like some pattern going on. So yeah, I'll figure out how to make that actually work properly. Because it's weird at the end of Chapter 2, you don't see that pattern. But when you see the train crash, when you know, get there in Chapter 3, you do absolutely see that, so... I'm not really sure what all that is about. Also, when you are breaking the yellow here, I will say you do want to make sure you break both the areas above this and under. You could leave the inner, or the inside there, that little part, but just make sure you don't have the yellow sticking under it. Or I guess over it is fine, because that's how it should be. I really am just mentioning under it along with what is in your way, because you don't want the yellow to be clipping through that at all. Because that'll just look tacky. And we don't like that here. We like builds that look good enough. I can't say good because I can't say my own builds are good, or else I don't know what'll happen. I'll explode. Boom. But yeah, and then it's time for the other side. This one should be easier because we don't have any mistakes going on that I have to show you me fixing, so you don't feel, or so I don't feel bad that you have to also fix it. Or so I feel less bad, I guess, rather. And yeah, I'll just kind of do it like this, and then this one will go in by a second row, so I'll have to do this. And this will be the top? Sure, something like that. This is the top, no, this is the lower portion. I already forgot where I was, insane. Oh, I didn't fill this out, what am I doing? It should go out to the block that I just broke, that's really cool. It's really awesome and insane and epic and insane and epic and insane. And then, yeah. So, I've mentioned this before, but I will mention it again because I realize that this may cause some issues with people not knowing when the next part will be, not for particularly this portion of it, but there will be a break after the game station room is done for me to be able to actually record something else for once. Because this is all I've been recording, pretty much, other than the Nightmare Critters. It's the only thing I've recorded since I started this, I think, that isn't this. So, yeah. It will not be a particularly long break, because I don't want to have to make you guys wait a month for more parts, but... yeah, I've got a couple things that I want to kind of throw in the middle. Especially because of how much I am recording this, it kind of does take away from my other videos as well when you consider the fact that I am recording just this and, you know, not using these parts yet, so I'm gonna end up with more of these parts than anything else, probably. But yeah, anyway, there you go, there's your doors. Do I wanna... I don't know if I wanna do this part in, like, whatever, so, or in time-lapse. You wanna just bring the yellow concrete walls kind of around these archways, making sure you fill in any gaps you have. It will go all the way down here, and you'll just kind of fill in... really, the rest of your walls is kind of what we're focusing on right here. Just, like, around these archways, and then the front wall, if you didn't fill that in. Like, I did mention at one point you could fill that in, when I didn't. But, yeah, you can focus on... or you will have to, for sure, do the archways. Just... this main wall itself is definitely kind of up to you as to whether or not you've done it already. Can I do the whole thing? Wow, I can. Okay. Simulation distance is being my friend today. And yeah, you'll just want all the walls filled in. This won't be very long because I slash filled like 95% of it. And that'll just leave us with the ceiling as far as anything is concerned. And then we'll worry about the gray thing at like hanging out of the ceiling way later. That'll be one of the later things we do after probably all the signage and even decorations. So yeah, you should end up with this. And I'll give you a moment, although I would recommend pausing if you are not there yet, and I can start to get myself prepared to do the archways as I wait. Okay, so that's enough time, surely. You'll head to the red concrete here on the back, and I just want to make sure I'm in the right spot here before we start. If you are below this final row of red concrete, you'll look down and you'll be in line with this little row of 4 gray concrete right here, which is correct. So, from this red concrete, you'll just take one particular block for now, because I don't want to worry about bringing it all across immediately. You'll take this left one right here, we'll call it, and you will extend it up by 3. You'll then go up diagonally forward 1, up 2. Up diagonally forward 1, up 1, up diagonally forward by 4, forward 1, up diagonally forward 1, forward 2, up diagonally forward 1, forward 1, and then we'll go forward with a gray, and then back to 2 red, down diagonally forward 1, forward 2, just gonna make sure that was row 3, yeah it was, down diagonally forward 1, forward 1, down diagonally forward by 4, then down 1, down diagonally forward 1, down 2, down diagonally forward 1, and down by 3. And if you end just above the yellow here, you should have done everything correctly. Or alternatively, you can just trace it across to the back red here and see that you're in line if you are. And that's the shape of one of the barns. Now you have to do this 2 more times. The gap between them is, well, kind of 0, but the middle is double layered, so yeah. But I will explain it each time, or I will give you the block by block each of the times, because I feel bad not doing that. So for the next one, you will just start from this bottom red and go forward 1, up 3, up diagonally forward 1, up 2, up diagonally forward 1, up 1, up diagonally forward by 4, forward 1, up diagonally forward 1, forward 2, up diagonally forward 1, forward 1, then forward with a gray, 2 red, down diagonally forward 1, forward 2, down diagonally forward 1, forward 1, down diagonally forward by 4, down 1, down diagonally, forward 1, down 2, down diagonally, forward 1, and then down by 3. And then yet again, you will go forward 1, up 3, up diagonally, forward 1, up 2, up diagonally, forward 1, up 1, up diagonally, forward by 4, forward 1, up diagonally, forward 1, forward 2, up diagonally, forward 1, then forward 1 red, 1 gray, 2 red, then down diagonally, forward 1, forward 2, down diagonally, forward 1, forward 1, down diagonally, forward by 4, down 1, down diagonally, forward 1, down 2, down diagonally, forward 1, and then down by 3. And I'm going to trace this down, and I will see if I trace this over. I'm in line with the second block back here on the archway, which is correct. I will just take this bottom red, and I'll bring it all the way forward until I just am in the top kind of, or the front left-hand corner like that. And that's how the archways work. Now, I feel like it might be smart to do the... what's it called first? The windows first, and then we can structure block them as well. So get out red nether brick walls as well. And you want to take the gray concrete on the top of each of these, and you'll just extend them kind of to the left by 1 so it goes over the yellow wall so we can just build off of it. And each of them you will do the same thing. You will take that gray, and you'll extend it down with 10 yellow concrete. And I'll do all 3 at the same time, I guess. You'll then place a red below that. You will end up having to destroy some of your yellow eventually, by the way. You do see we're getting close, and that is fine. You'll go out by 1 on either side, so I guess left and right if you're looking at the red. Then down diagonally, both left and right by 2. So many windows. Not really, I guess it's 6 in total. But who am I to count? And then from that red there, you'll go down by 5. Which, again, you'll have to start breaking into your yellow for. 4, 5. Okay, I just missed a diagonal, apparently. That's cool. Right there? I'm so smart. I didn't even have to look at it. It's kind of easy to, I guess, rough it out, though. You'll then connect the bottom reds together, and anything in the middle of the window you will kind of break this yellow here to just give you a nice opening. And these are weird because they're shaped like the ones on the lower portion of the barn sections, which is where you'd presume this is located, although I guess probably not, based on the fact that look where it is on my map, although you can't see right now, I guess, but that's besides the point. But it's like it would be the upper because of the curve there. I don't know. And what you want to do in each of these is, I'm going to give you this whole thing like in one step. You'll place your red nether brick walls down the center of the red. From the bottom, you'll leave a gap of 1 in place going left to right, a row of nether brick walls on this second row, and then on the 4th row. And that'll give you this kind of, I don't even know, it's not really a plus shape. And you'll do this on each of them. It's almost a tic-tac-toe board. Almost. But it's a 2x3, not a 3x3. It's like if somebody cut off a tic-tac-toe board. I don't know why it's tic-tac-toe, but whatever. And so, yeah, you should have this. I would start by actually filling in the kind of remainder of these barn sections here on the side, just in with yellow concrete. You will have to copy what we're doing on this on the other side as well, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet, because I want to talk about getting the roof across first. Because that's going to be the really annoying part, and we'll just fill this in now and then worry later about that. Although that will be part of the time lapse, because that'll also be fairly easy to structure block, I think. At least for me. Because you don't even have to rotate it, I guess. You just have to make sure you're in the right spot. Assuming your structure block works properly. Or I guess is rotated properly, rather. Well, no, I guess either way it wouldn't matter. Yeah, you just have to know where you are. But yeah, I guess I'll start talking about it as I'm filling in the yellow here. So the red concrete you want to bring all the way across, and you'll create these same barn shapes on the opposite wall, which is probably the right side, although it could be the left for you depending on if you did the inverse for me. But I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're actually, you know, they started from the back either way. But so, yeah, I guess the best way I would do this is make like 30 odd rows of it and then just structure block it and repeat that pattern. And even once you structure block it a second time, you can redo the file and just do further. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a process for sure. That's how I did it originally as well. I just structure blocked half of it because it was so annoying to do otherwise. But yeah, and then you will also want to place these windows and stuff on the opposite wall, which I would also probably just structure block. Although I guess it's not really that hard to make them either way, but I don't know. Structure blocking is just so much quicker. But yeah, let me just fill this in real quick, and then I'll fully explain the step in more detail rather than just telling you with words, because, you know, I don't want to start the time lapse just yet, and I'm almost done this wall anyway. Yeah. Oh my goodness, just finish the wall, please. There we go, it's like final row. So yeah, you want to take each of the red concretes, including the gray, and you're going to extend it all the way across. The gray is kind of a placeholder, but it is still important for marking anyway. And this will go all the way across to the other side, and then again, you'll have the same thing over here with the window. So was it 10 yellow below or something? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have your window here or whatever. And you want to fill in really all of your red, which is including this front area here. You essentially want to just close in the room entirely, except for the train station doors and the windows. Obviously, you can kind of just walk right through, but that's not really important. But yeah, I'm going to slash fill again a majority of this, and I'm going to fix that little part of the wall that I just realized I missed. And, yeah, once that is all done, I will, I guess, see you guys in a sec. Wow, that's a lot of blocks. I will see you guys in a little bit with a completely finished game station room as far as at least the, you know, structuring is concerned of it. So now you should have this, and it is starting to look like the game station, actually, which is pretty nice. Now, it may be a good time to talk about texturing, but I think we're going to do the, like, signs and stuff down here first, because I want to be able to get to talking about that, because it is important to kind of do that earlier rather than later, because eventually, once it gets too later, we're going to have things in our way, and it's just going to be a whole big problem. So we'll do the 3 signs for the 3 minigames, and we'll start with Whack-A-Wuggy, I guess, because, yeah. You want to start by getting out red concrete, blue concrete, lime concrete, light blue concrete, light blue terracotta, lime terracotta, cyan terracotta, spruce planks, and we'll go bamboo slabs. So from this blue concrete opening here on the left side, you want to leave a gap of 1 moving well to the left of it, and you will place a row of red concrete that is as long as that row of blue concrete on that side, so it should look like this. On top of that, you'll place 2 rows of blue concrete. And then if you're looking at it, you will go left to right, and you will leave a gap of 1 and place 3 lime concrete, lime terracotta, spruce plank, lime terracotta, and then 2 light blue concrete. Same row moving left to right, or next row you'll moving left to right again. You'll start from this furthest left lime and place a lime concrete on top still. Right of it, a light blue terracotta, cyan terracotta, spruce plank, and then 3 light blue concrete. Next row going left to right again, you'll start on this light blue terracotta where you'll just extend it up by 1. Then right with a light blue terracotta, cyan terracotta, 2 light blue terracotta, and then 2 light blue concrete. And that is one Wuggy whacking the other in the face with a hammer. I don't know why he did that, but he did, so, you know, he's just a rebel like that. You'll take the bottom left and bottom right blue concretes and place upside down bamboo slabs in front of them like so. You'll bring them in with you'll bring them towards each other with a zigzag pattern of bamboo slabs that are just half a block off from each other, and this will be the bottom of the 2 rows we just placed. So you'll on the top row of blue concrete, you'll place a bamboo slab in. Next row and upside down on the bottom, and then again you'll just kind of keep doing that to create this zigzag. Clear your inventory and get out item frames, wither skeleton skulls, and mangrove sides. And on the kind of bottom row of 3 lime concrete here, you'll place a mangrove sign on the middle one with a item frame left and right of it. In either of the item frames you want wither skeleton skulls. On the far top right light blue concrete, you'll place an item frame with a wither skeleton skull in it with a mangrove sign to the left, like so. And that is the Wacka-Wuggy sign done. We'll save statues for last, because frick statues. And head to the other side. And you want to start by getting out red concrete, yellow concrete, yellow terracotta, dark prismarine stairs. Can we get enough to do this in one go? We might. Creeper head, mangrove sign, wither skeleton skull, and dark prismarine slabs, and I think that's everything. So you will do the same thing as you did before. You will leave a gap of 1 on the right one, particularly this hole here. You'll leave a gap of 1 moving to the right and place a row of red concrete the same length, like so. Not on the end red concretes, but 1 block in, you'll place a yellow terracotta. You'll extend that yellow terracotta up by 1 on either side, and then you'll connect them together with red concrete. Place a row of yellow concrete on top of that extends 1 off the left and the right, and those end blocks can be brought down by 1 as well. Find the middle, and you'll extend the middle 3 yellow concretes each up by 1, and then the middle 1 up an additional 1, so you have this kind of shape. It's hard to see against the background, but there you go. Just to the left of that top yellow, you want a dark prismarine stair facing right with a creeper head on top. I would have it facing backwards so you see the back of the head like so. And you're least likely to see the front, I guess. But you'll see it regardless of whatever direction. I'd say either like back like that or left. Below that dark prismarine stair here, you'll place a wither skeleton skull on this yellow concrete along with 1 on the other side on kind of that same row of 3. Between them, you'll count down by 1 and place a mangrove sign here. Out of the 2 rows of red concrete that do not include the base, you'll take the bottom 1 on the left and right here and place an upside down dark prismarine slab in front of either side. And you're doing the same thing with the zigzag that goes up and then down again, like so. Should say musical memory on this side, the other one says Wacka-Wuggy. If you want to actually put banner letters or something doing that, you could, or signs, I guess. We do have banner letters on the final one. So clear your inventory and we'll get out at least what we can before the banners, which is red concrete, light blue concrete, purple concrete, black concrete, smooth quartz blocks, dark oak signs, crimson slabs, which we'll, I guess, also use for planks, even though we only need 1 slab, which is unfortunate. Prismarine brick stairs and prismarine brick blocks, wherever they are. There they are. So, same thing here. You will leave from the center of the rectangle, holes in the floor. You'll count back a row and you'll place a row of red concrete up diagonally back from the cyan, since we don't have a floor to place it off of. Going left to right on top of this red, you'll place 2 light blue concrete, 2 purple, 3 light blue, and then 2 purple. You're going to kind of have to shade off the stairs here in your mind, but you'll extend each light blue and purple up by 1, except for the center one, which will be the leftmost of this row of 3 light blue. You'll bring up with a black concrete instead. And you should have this. You extend the black concrete up with a light blue concrete, which will then be brought left and right with smooth quartz blocks. Off these smooth quartz blocks, you want dark oak signs. Both, or I guess we'll just go out from either of those smooth quartz blocks with a crimson plank and then a prismarine brick. On top of the prismarine brick, you want a prismarine brick stair facing out, and then you'll go in from that stair with another prismarine brick, and then place 3 crimson planks in the middle. The very center one can be brought up with a slab like so. Clear your inventory, and it's time for a whole lot of banner letters. You need a loom, and you need both purple and light blue banners, along with purple dye, light blue dye, and yellow dye. Place your loom on the floor, and we'll start with a light blue banner, which you'll put in with the yellow. You'll do line across top, which is chief fest, line across bottom, which is base fest, and then line from top left to bottom right, which is bend. I'll put it like in my... No, actually, I'll put it in my hotbar or whatever. The next banner you'll do is a purple banner with yellow still, where you'll do line across top, which is chief fest, and line down the center, which is pale. Next one is yet again purple with your yellow dye. You'll do line across top, which is chief fest. Put in a purple dye under the lozenge, which is the diamond looking one. Then put back in your yellow and do line down left and right, which is pale dexter and pale sinister, and then line to the center, which is fest. You'll then do a light blue banner, which is going to be line across top, which is chief fest, and then line to the center, which is pale. We will have to make some of them twice just because of the colors. Next one will be light blue again, where you'll do line across bottom, which is base fest, and then line up left and right, which is pale dexter and pale sinister. I always say left and then right, but I do right and then left. Weird. Next one is light blue again. You'll do line down left, which is pale dexter, and then all 3 lines going left to right, which is fest, base fest, and chief fest. Final one is a purple banner, which is the chief fest and base fest, so top and bottom, and then the diagonal, which is bend from top left to bottom right. And then you'll place these on the top row here of the light blue purple. Make sure you leave the furthest left block open or right one, and just place them in the order we made them. So S-T-A-T-U-E-S, like so. There you go. Now, that will be the end of the part as far as this stuff is concerned, but I will show you the texturing on the original, and you're going to have to kind of ignore the fact that everything else is done in this room because it is kind of how it is. I still have to fix those, actually. Those aren't textured. Or something isn't. There's one over there that isn't. Yeah, it is that little section there. So I just kind of used, essentially for the yellow, I use yellow wool and block of gold in the floor. For the red, I use mangrove planks and netherrack. And for the cyan, I use cyan wool, warped wart block, and warped planks. For the blue concrete, I use lapis lazuli, and that's all the floor texturing you have to worry about. I'll go over that like in the tutorial itself, but these are all the blocks you're using. And essentially, you'll just go around where the fences will be, which is essentially where the red and cyan kind of meet each other with these giant rectangles. You can see where it is. You can worry about that particularly later if you so choose. I won't probably mention it again because it's not really important. And I just go around these, again, don't worry about the cobwebs either. I'll go around like the blue boxes and just kind of all of the stuff on the floor. The stairs, the walls, just everything. Just creating a trim of this kind of texture that is not all taking it up, but it's just a little bit of a dusting almost, if you will. It just makes it look a lot better. For the wall textures, again, these are just, it's just yellow wool and yellow concrete powder. For these, you see it's kind of that droopy effect, which I've explained a couple of times. And for the wall above it, it is warped planks, warped wart, and cyan wool. I essentially went about doing this by breaking it in kind of rows like this, also the mud instead of the gray concrete, and just kind of filling it in based on how many I had. You don't necessarily always have to start with a warped plank. You see I have a cyan there, I have a warped there. It just kind of depends on what you're feeling, but it's just a rough pattern. I would not copy this block for block from what I have. Don't even try. It isn't worth your time. But yeah, here it is. Ooh, I didn't actually texture that. I should texture that, maybe. I'll do that later, probably, if I remember. Ceiling doesn't have anything. However, the tops of the walls do. It is hay, bamboo, block of raw gold, block of gold, yellow wool, and yellow concrete pattern. You see we have these kind of droop effect going. Now, I didn't end up doing the texturing for this. This was Aaron and Nathan. If you were in the Discord, or if you were familiar with who they are, just shout out to them, because thank you. They definitely made this a lot of a quicker process, especially in a room like this. But yeah, and I believe they just kind of placed the blocks diagonally like this and kind of did whatever, and then just left the hay for last. The hay, you will have to place a placeholder outside and then place it, so it is a little bit annoying. But it definitely does look good. It works with the palette for sure. A little bit out there maybe, but it looks good. And I think that's all of the texturing that is here. And I am just going to end in this version. But yeah, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the part 13 of your game station complete. This is not the amount that we have here. I'll just like leave the game station and won't look at it. Yeah, I do recommend doing that texturing if you care enough to do it. Really, if you don't care about all the floor stuff, I would just do like the tops of the walls, even if it's just a little bit, whatever. Because I know the floor does end up getting a lot, and that becomes a whole different thing. I just felt like I wanted to make it a little bit more textured, because a lot of rooms have had texturing on more than just the walls, so yeah. But anyway, thank you guys if you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.